Are you having fun in your business? I mean, it should be fun, right? Well, sometimes the fun gets overlooked when you're dealing with the have-tos, the complexities of being your own boss and actually running the show. It's my goal that this, the Fun Business, Fun Money podcast, can help reignite your spark of fun by providing tips, tools, insights, and inspiration so you can enjoy running your business in the simplest, easiest, most fun way possible. I'll be sharing practical tips and ideas that you can implement immediately, along with business and money mindset insights to keep you moving forward no matter what's going on around you. I'm your host, Deirdre Amies, the Fun Business and Money Coach and founder of Powered by Personality. Let's play. Hey there, and welcome back to the Fun Business, Fun Money podcast. If you've been in my world for a while, either online or in person, oh my God, actual in person, you'll know that personality is my thing. I adore people being real people. I don't love the crappy side of some people, but we all have a light side and a dark side, like the mystical Jedi Force in Star Wars. And no, we're not talking about Star Wars today, although all bets are off on May the 4th, which just happens to be a Thursday in 2023, which is when the quick tip episode comes out. Watch out. Now, today we are talking about just how much your personality matters. And talk about AI tools to write your content at the moment, which is great. But to be honest, I've not touched it and I won't be getting into it anytime soon. One, because I'm not an early adopter of things. I observe and watch and learn before I jump into anything. I need to see and understand how it's going to work for me, for my energy. How does it fit into my life and my business rather than trying to fit my life and business into this thing? And the second reason is I've not touched it because what I've seen so far, it's impressive, but something is missing. AI can easily trawl the internet faster than you can to research and compile something based on the search criteria that you put in. But it can't talk like you. It can't replicate your personality, your tone of voice, whether that's in writing or your speaking tone. You still have to do some work on that side of it. At least it can't replicate your personality yet. Who knows where technology will take us in the next few years? Hopefully nowhere near Skynet and the age of the Terminators. Personality matters in everything you do, especially when you're working in a field or industry where there are countless others with an almost identical product or service at an almost identical price. It's the thing that makes you unique and stand out from the online crowd. So if you're feeling weird about sharing your offers and what you charge, please don't. Yes, it's important, but it's not the most important part in most people's buying decisions. It does take practice to get comfortable with talking about how you help and what it costs. And it's not a matter of having a perfectly scripted sales pitch either. This is where your personality comes into play. Now, I've got a real life example of this for you. Yes, it's story time. Don't worry, it's not a long story, but by all means, make yourself comfy if you need to. A long time ago, at the end of 2021, honestly, it does feel like forever ago, doesn't it? So a long time ago, at the end of 2021, my family and I were living in Sydney, Australia. We'd been there for almost 17 years at that point, having moved from New Zealand in 2005, and we'd been in our house for 15 of those years. But it was time to sell. We had just gone through almost 4 months of hard lockdown, And I'm not going to lie, it sucked big time. My heart goes out to everyone who had lockdown for longer, like Melbourne. And I can be quite the introvert despite appearances. I actually loved staying home to start with, but it ended up crushing my creativity and draining my energy for my business. Now, instead of pushing through and making do with the status quo, I decided to put my business on hold. And as a family, we went all in on making sure that we had the best possible outcome in selling our house and moving to Queensland. We're now on the north side of Brisbane. So we painted the house, we decluttered, we tidied things up, and I left messages for a couple of real estate agents to call me back. Now, the first guy who returned my call wasn't actually the person that I had reached out to. He was their associate. And I figured, that's all right, maybe he's the one scheduling on their behalf. Well, it turned out that he wasn't, which was the first mistake in my view. If you want my business, especially when I'm paying you a lot of money, whether it's commissions or anything else, you don't delegate that to someone else. And he also didn't inspire my confidence. I was honestly disappointed when he booked our appraisal for 5 days away. I mean, here I am, I'm ready to take action, and you're making me cool my jets for 5 days? Maybe he had a full schedule already, who knows, but it still wasn't helpful. Meanwhile, Matt, the other agent, he called me back within a few hours of my inquiry, and he was the actual person that I had reached out to. We booked an appraisal for the following day, which I absolutely loved because I immediately knew that he was an action taker. And side note, being available at short notice is not an indication that business is a bit slow. It's a sign that you're organised and ready and you're actually open for business. So Matt showed up the next day exactly on time, looking sharp in a 3-piece suit. And I knew within 30 seconds that he was our kind of person. All I needed to know from there was what his offer and his process was. We showed him around the house. He asked questions and he took notes. And then he told us what he thought our house was worth in the current market. And when he left 90 minutes after he arrived, he had a signed agreement to list our property. So what prompted us to make such a huge decision on the spot? I mean, here we are, we're about to spend multiple thousands with this guy. It was his energy and his personality. Matt is a really likable guy who has a fun, confident vibe about him. He's not arrogant or salesy in any way. He showed up as himself and he didn't blow smoke up our butts about anything. He was excited to get our listing, even though he's got tons of listings already. And he was also passionately detached from the outcome. He wasn't hanging on this one listing. He didn't talk about commissions or marketing costs until the very end, when it was already a no-brainer that he was the right one for us. He didn't talk crap about other agents in the area, and he didn't talk up the sales that he'd already achieved in a hot property market, like making out he was some sort of real estate unicorn. All of that stuff was available online. So the next day, I called the other agent to tell him not to bother coming over because we'd already signed up with Matt. And he was taken aback that we didn't want to compare commissions or marketing costs or to hear what he valued our property at. But you know what? None of that stuff matters as much as the energy and the personality of the person that we hire to be our guide through a particular process, whether it's buying and selling a house or working with a business coach or anything else that you might be doing. So here's 5 things that you can learn from my little real estate story. Number 1 is to show up as the real you, all of the time, in every situation. The right people are going to love that about you, and the wrong people will naturally exclude themselves from your world. You're not here to impress everyone. You're here to help the people who need you and your personality. Number 2 is when you know who you are and what you stand for and what you're good at, it's really easy to explain how you do it in simple terms. There's no confusion for your audience because your message is loud and clear. Put that message on repeat, and your business easily becomes the fun and profitable thing that you've always meant it to be. Number 3 is to share what you know with confidence. And that way, there's absolutely zero chance for imposter syndrome or comparisonitis to show up and take you out of the game. And I don't mean bullshitting your way through it at all. That's not cool. If you know your stuff, claim that space and own it. Number 4 is to be excited about working with new clients, no matter how many you already have, and be excited about making more money, no matter how much you already have. Don't get hung up on targets and goals or specific outcomes. The energy that surrounds you matters far more than the words you say, and that comes across when you're writing online as well. And number 5 is knowing how and when to talk about money is a lot easier than you think. Money flows better when it's not being treated like the elephant in the room. Don't be weird about it. So, all of those 5 things are essential foundations for your business. Show up as the real you. Be crystal clear on your message. Share what you know with confidence. Project a positive energy about your work. And know how and when to talk about money. It's not about what you charge or how good your tech and automations are. It's not about your cool logo or how many times you post a day on the various social media platforms. It's about who you are, the energy that you show up with, and actually telling people how you can help them. Don't be vague or fluffy about it. Oh, that annoys me. Inspire that confidence in people, and the only formality is then, what's the price? Let me crunch my numbers and see how I can make that work. I think all too often we put the emphasis on wanting to know the price up front before we actually understand what we're getting for that money. There's a lot of pros and cons into putting your prices on your website or in your social media content before you've ever spoken to someone. And we'll talk about that in another episode specifically about pricing. But don't let price be the only thing that factors in your buying decisions. Different money archetypes need different things during that decision-making process. Rulers want to know the info, the price, and they prefer a button to buy now. They don't want sales conversations. Connectors and nurturers like to know who you are first and want to make an emotional link before they buy, even if it's a simple conversation in Messenger or email. Of course, all of this is stuff that I help my clients with. What a surprise! Bringing more personality into their business, whether it's in their brand, their systems and processes. Yes, you need personality there too. It's in their pricing and in their offers, of course. Personality drives everything, including the way that your ideal clients make their buying decisions. And when you understand that, signing on new clients feels fun and easy. So if that sounds like something you're keen to develop further for your own business, send me a DM for a quick chat about Ignite, my private coaching program. I'm at Fun Business, Fun Money on both Facebook and Instagram. or you can email hello@deirdreamies.com. You'll find the link for my not so easy to spell name in the description and in the show notes. And one of the bonuses of Ignite is that you also get access to the Sacred Money Archetypes group program. If you've been listening for a while, you'll have heard me talk about this. It's a standalone course that you can go through at any time. And I'm actually running it as a live interactive group beginning the 12th of April, 2023. That means 9 weeks of bonus live weekly Q&A calls where you get coaching directly from me to amp up your money mindset and what you learn in each module. You can fully immerse yourself in bringing more personality into everything you do with this awesome combo of private coaching and business strategy and money mindset like you've never experienced before. So that's what I got for you today. I get super excited when I talk about personality stuff. I would love to hear your thoughts on where you could bring more personality into your business, whether it's your brand, your sales conversations, or even just understanding how the different money archetypes make their buying decisions so that you can apply it to your own business. Send me that DM at Fun Business, Fun Money on Facebook and Instagram. Take care, have fun being your awesome self everywhere, all the time, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for joining me. If you found this episode useful, make sure you hit that follow button on your chosen podcast platform so you get the notifications when each new episode goes live and you don't miss anything. If you know someone who would also get something from it, don't be shy, share it with them. One of the best things about being a business coach for online entrepreneurs is helping them make sense of their creative ideas and turn them into a simple, clear business system that actually makes money. A client recently described me as a castle building expert. You've got the big vision and some of the building materials already, but you don't quite know how to bring it all together into a solid foundation. Then I come along and I show you the blueprint that makes sense of it all. I love that analogy. And I'd love to show you your personalized blueprint, the one that's just right for you and your clients. But I can't do that until you join Ignite, my business and money coaching program. So head on over to deirdreamies.com/ignite for all the details. Fill out the application form and let's talk about building your castle in the simplest, easiest way possible.